Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. With this, remember you guys some Dragon Ruler combos. So Dragon Ruler just recently got some new support, and I wanted to show you 3 new combos that I think you guys want to know, and just to see how the archetype is able to play now, especially because all the Dragon Rulers are unlimited. So we have full power Dragon Ruler until further notice. So let's get started with the first combo. So here we're going to use Spectre's effects. This is one of the new Dragon Rulers. You can discard this card and one light or dragon monster in order to add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters from your deck to your hand. So it's amazing as a searcher, and we're going to get ourselves our Redox and our Blaster. So then we're going to use Redox's effect in order to special summon it out and banish our Blaster and Spectre. And now we can activate Blaster's effect here in order to get ourselves our Tenpai Dragon of Genroku. Now we can special summon Genroku because it was searched out. And now we can use this effect to tribute and get ourselves the Tenpai Dragon Pydra. So you're going to see that Dragon Ruler just works well as just generic support for generic dragon. So you can definitely, I can kind of see this as being a new form of Dragon Link. Just you're not going to be Link summoning that much. So now we're going to be using the effect of Pydra in order to get our Sangenkaimen. Activate the Sangenkaimen. Get ourselves the Zongdora or Chandra and use the effect here in order to special summon it out. Then we can Synchro Summon into our Sangenpai Biden Dragion, activate its effect here in order to get ourselves back the Tenpai Dragon Chandra. And now we can Exceed Summon with our 2 level 7s and go into the Chasmidas Dragon Ruler of Auroras. So you can see the main effect that we're going to be using, at least at this moment, is that you can quick effect, send 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler monster from your deck to the graveyard, and detach 1 material from this card, and this effect becomes that sent monster's activated effect. It's an activated discarding effect. So the nice thing about this is that you do send level 7 Dragon Ruler monster as the cost effect, so as the cost for the effect. So we're going to be using that to send our Tempest, and we're building up our Dragon Rulers here in the graveyard in order to get out the new boss monster, Disaster. So now we're going to search out our title, link away into Striker Dragon. This is just to build up materials in the grave, and we're going to search out the boot sector launch. This is for some, you're going to see in the second combo here, but you just want to use this as discard material. And now we're going to link away, go into our Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. And now we can use Title, get it out. Activate Tempest effect, get it out as well. And now we can go into our Eclipse's Dragon Ruler of Woes. So if this card is Exceed Summon, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Dragon Ruler monster in your graveyard and banishment, and then special summon 1 level 7 or rank 7 Dragon Ruler monster mentioned on it from your deck or banishment, then shuffle that target into the deck. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to target our Spectre here in order to get our rank 7 Chasmidas that is banished. And now we can Exceed Summon these two to go into the new boss monster of the deck, and this is Disaster Dragon Ruler of Paranormalities. So it requires 2 rank 7 monsters. If this card is Exceed Summon, you can target up to 4 level 7 Dragon Ruler monsters in your graveyard and or banishment and attach them to this card's material. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to target all our Dragon Rulers, and now you're going to be able to see that this Dragon Ruler has all the Dragon Rulers in it, which is pretty awesome. We have the 2 new ones, the Dark and the Light, and then we have all the other attributes here. And now you can see this is the full power of our Disaster. So when you attach them to this card's material, you can banish all monsters your opponent controls and in their graveyard with the same attributes as the monster attached to this card. So obviously you want to go into this card during a time where like you're usually going to be going second, or maybe you're able to Exceed Summon during your opponent's turn in order to banish some things. And then from there, if this card has Light, Dark, Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind Dragon Ruler monsters attached to it as materials, it gains 4600 attack and defense, and it's unaffected by other card effects. So it becomes a tower that's just very difficult for your opponent to deal with, and obviously you're able to banish their entire board and grave. It's a pretty insane boss monster that we can go into. And let's go to the second combo that I have for you guys. Alright guys, so the second combo that I have for you is using Tenpai Dragon Pydra and 2 cards to discard. So we're going to normal summon our Pydra here, activate its effect, get ourselves our Sangenkaimen. Now we can use Sangenkaimen's effect, get ourselves our Tenpai Dragon Genroku, and because it was searched out, it's able to get itself out. Then we can Synchro Summon, go into the Sangenpai Biden Dragion, activate its effect, bring back the Genroku, and now we can activate Genroku's effect in order to get ourselves the Tenpai Dragon Fadra, which will then activate its effect to bring out our Genroku once again. Now we can link away into our Dragunity Knight Romulus. And so we can use Romulus' effect here in order to get ourselves the Dragon Ravine. And then we activate Dragon Ravine. And if you guys aren't familiar with Dragon Ravine, you can discard a card and then activate one of these effects. You can either add 1 level 4 or lower Dragunity monster from your deck to your hand, or send 1 dragon monster from your deck to your grave. So we're just going to be discarding one of our cards here in order to get ourselves a Dragunity Remus. Activate Remus effect here in order to get ourselves the Ravine. Activate our Ravine. Then we can discard here in order to pitch a dragon monster from the deck to graveyard, and that's exactly what we're going to do for Redox. So that's what made Dragon Ravine pretty insane, as this card is not a hard one to return. So then we can use Redox's effect, get it out, Exceed Summon, and go into the Chasminus Dragon Ruler of Auroras. Activate Aurora's effect here. And here we can pitch ourselves the Tempest and get ourselves the Knight Armed Dragon. Use Tempest effect here in order to get it out. And now we can get ourselves the Knight Armed Dragon. And we can target our Redox here in order to make it a level 7 and go into the Eclipse's Dragon Ruler of Woes. Use Dragunity Remus effect and get ourselves the Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spears. So you can see here that in this combo we end off with just these two and our Dragon's Ravine and the Hieratic Seal. So of course we can use the Hieratic Seal here to bounce something if we need to. And then we have Eclipses. The main thing that you guys need to know about this, at least for your opponent's turn, is that when your opponent activates a Spell Trapper effect, you can attach 2 materials from this card, negate that activation, and if you do, banish that card. This is going to be very annoying for your opponent to have to deal with. And if this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card owner is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 7 Dragon Ruler monster from your graveyard or banishment. So you're going to have some recursion out of that. And let's go to the final combo that I have for you guys. Alright guys, so the final combo that I have for you is again using 2 Spectres. So we're going to activate Spectre's effect, get ourselves 2 Dragon Ruler monsters. Then we can use Redox's effect to get it out. So it's going to be very similar to the first combo here. We're going to use the Tenpai Dragon of Genroku, get it on the board, get ourselves our Tenpai Dragon Pydra, activate Pydra's effect, get ourselves the Satin Kaiman, activate. So again, it's very similar, and this is a good way to just kind of get it through, and so you guys are able to remember this combo. Get ourselves the Zongdora, and then go into the Sangenpai Biden Dragon. So then we can use Biden Dragon here to get ourselves our Tenpai Dragon Chandra. Then we're going to go into the Chasminus Dragon Ruler of Auroras. Activate its effect here, pitch the Tempest, search at this time our Parlor Dragon Maid. So now we can normal summon the Parlor Dragon Maid and ditch our Dragon Maid Lorper. So if you guys aren't aware about this combo that goes into the new Lady Dragon Maid, you can see it on the top right corner that the Dragon Maid's got some new support, and the combos are there if you guys want to check it out. But we're going to be implementing that and go into our Lady's Dragon Maid. So then we can use Lady's Dragon Maid's effect here in order to get ourselves the Chamber Dragon Maid, activate Chamber Dragon Maid's effect in order to get ourselves our Dragon Maid Tiding. Then we can link away and go into the Striker Dragon. So now we can use Striker Dragon's effect in order to get ourselves the Boot Sector launch, and go into the Dragunity Knight Romulus. So we can activate Romulus' effect to get ourselves the Dragon Ravine, and get ourselves the Hieratic Seal, as of course we like to go into that. Go use the Dragon's Ravine here and pitch the Boot Sector launch, and pitch our Tempest, get our Tempest out onto the board, and once again get Tempest out on here too, and Exceed into our Eclipse's Dragon Ruler of Woes. And now this is the same way as we said before. This is how to get Chasminus out on the board, and then we can set down our Dragon Maid Tiding. And so here you can see that we can use Lady's Dragon Maid here in order to fusion summon during our opponent's standby phase and go into the Dragon Maid Xiao. And if you guys aren't aware, during each standby phase you can special summon 1 level 9 or lower Dragon Maid monster for your hand or graveyard. Because it is still the standby phase, we can use Dragon Maid Xiao's effect in order to get ourselves our Chamber Dragon Maid, and use Chamber Dragon Maid's effect to get some hospitality, so that we're able to use this during the next turn. And so here we have a Hieratic Seal that's able to bounce. We have our Dragon Maid Xiao that when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And you are going to replace it, but that's fine. And then we have our Eclipse's Dragon here that is a Spell Trap Negate. And we do have our Dragon Maid Tiding that is able to target 1 dragon monster we control and 1 card your opponent controls or in their grave and return to the hand. So you can see 4 interactions that are going to be pretty difficult for your opponent to get through. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.